We are going to create the perfect Gran Turismo driver. All of the elements you need when it comes to composure, consistency, overtaking, defending. We're going to have it here. Even equipment. So if you want to know what the perfect Gran Turismo 7 driver looks like by the end, you're going to be on top of it. We're going to draw from some of the most famous Gran Turismo drivers in the world. We're going to start with reactions. I'm going to be a little bit sneaky here, Sam. I'm going to choose Coque Lopez for reactions.
Okay.
He's a previous Nations Cup winner, one of the fast drivers. I've interviewed him and he's given a few secrets. The reason I'm going to choose him for reaction, Sam, is that when I asked Coque Lopez, I said, Coque Lopez, why? I always call him Coque Lopez. I give him his full. I don't never call him Coque.
You full name him.
I full name
like
him,
his
yeah.
parents.
He does the same with me, yeah. So when I say Coque, I'm like, why do you race with me? Why am I in the same races as you when I'm nowhere near as quick as you? And he says it's because he likes to keep his skills sharp. So Coque comes into my lobbies, he's racing me because he knows I'm not a world tour level driver. I might do things that are a bit unpredictable. Yeah. So that's why he's practicing his reactions, he's skirmishing. So I'm going to put Coque Lopez as reactions. A little bit of a lesson there. It's just always good to race. Yeah. Yes, you get faster by racing people that are faster than you, but you also practice by skirmishing.
You learn a lot by racing people a little bit slower than you. Like you learn overtaking. Same as racing people faster than you. You learn from like defending against them.
And Sam is a professional kart driver. You go out and test karts professionally. You must be going out there and testing karts and racing people that you're faster than. You're not really racing them, but you're on track. Are you practicing moves, or you're
always trying to line them up? You always learn. You're always trying to figure out what does what, like what lines do better things. It's every time you go out in a go-kart, a sim rig, whatever it is, you always want to learn something.
Okay, the next element we've got is, this is to make the perfect Gran Turismo driver, is composure. I don't know if you have any thoughts on composure.
I think for me, composure, I would have to go with someone we both know, Super GT.
Okay.
I've watched him loads in real life karting, and the way you can watch, I've raced him myself in real life karting, and the way you can watch Steve drive around, he's so laid back. He is literally so composed when he's driving. He has a game plan. He knows what he's doing. He's sticking to it. Everywhere he goes, he's really thought about what he's doing. He's smooth. You never really see him chopping around. For me, on Gran Turismo, out of all the streamers, all the top drivers, he always looks like he's most got it under control.
Yeah, I think you've encapsulated it perfectly there. And I've also been in Club 100 with Steve in karting, and I assumed, and I was also watching him on YouTube, I assumed every driver was calm like him. But he's not. So if you're watching, if he's a mainstreamer you watch on Gran Turismo, he is unusually smooth, and that is his relaxed style.
Yeah, you always see him sat back, leant back. He's not hunched over like this. He's just always relaxed.
And I feel like that is probably translating into his real world driving he's doing now, driving a BMW M4 GT4, winning at the Nordschleife Insane. So yeah, composure. Gonna go to another attribute now, which is foresight. I'm gonna go for this one. I'm gonna go Rory Alexander, so very big streamer, because he's streaming daily. Like, he is just doing the daily race daily. He is seeing all of the permutations.
He knows what's the best at what time.
So he knows when something's going to happen that's going to come back on track. So I'm going to go for him for foresight. I don't know, again, professional kart driver, you go around the circuit so often, do you sense when someone's going to lock up there and someone's going to spin? And
after you've followed someone for even such a short distance, 100 metres, 200 metres, as soon as you follow them through one corner, you get an idea. In your head, you already know, right, he's about to bin it, he's on the edge, or no, he's nice and consistent, I can follow him closely and trust him.
Okay, so we've got reactions, composure, foresight, already a pretty good set of skills to have. This is an unusual one, not one you'd have in racing per se, but we're going to go with equipment as we build the perfect Gran Turismo driver. And I was on YouTube and I was watching a American Gran Turismo streamer called Z28, who just seems to have like an insane setup. He's using a Fanatec Podium direct drive. But equipment in sim racing, we've done lots of reviews on this channel in this studio, is really important. And especially you have a great insight with wheels often, if you can access the buttons without taking your hands off the wheels, and that can make a big difference when you're 100%. Going around.
There's so much to it. Equipment, we like to think it's all equal. And it is all equal up to a point, but equipment is always going to be able to find you that little bit at the end.
Any stories from that in the karting worlds?
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of them. Loads of stuff in the paddock. You'll always find certain people have that that special tuned engine, just a little bit better than yours. You might be able to match them like for like, but when it comes to actually having equipment, someone will always have better. Whoever's got the biggest budget wins.
So it does make a difference. So definitely watch all of the equipment reviews we do on this channel, trying to help you out. Overtaking is a critical attribute. Any thoughts on overtaking, Sam?
See, for overtaking, for me, you need someone who's going to be fast. You need someone who's going to be confident and know what they're doing.
And not crash into other people.
Not destroy the whole lobby. You need someone who's got experience doing it all. Once again, for me, you might be different. You might want to include someone else here apart from me. I'm going to go back to Steve again. He does it for real. He's out there doing it all the time in karts, in cars, on sim rigs. He knows where to put his cart, whatever he's driving at the time. He knows exactly where to put it, where he always comes out best.
And in Club 100, sprints, random grids.
You don't become a champion in Club 100
without overtake. It's not like Max Verstappen. You can win the season without having to do a single overtake. Yep. In Club 100 karting, you need to come from the back in certain grids.
You have front, middle, back, start. Everyone gets one near the front, everyone gets one near the middle, everyone gets one near the back. And that really improves your overtaking. So
we've got some interesting categories coming up. We've got qualifying, we've got consistency, we've got defending. On defending, I'm going to put myself. I think if you building the perfect Gran Turismo driver, I've driven some of the widest cars you've ever seen.
Buick.
We've been teammates in Gran Turismo. You've also been behind me. So for me, defending is one of I think you're not a great driver. I'm not saying I'm a great driver, but you're not a great driver unless you have defending in your armory. You look at people like Fernando Alonso, can create a train. Goodness knows I've created many trains in my time. And I believe there is a skill.
There is an art to defending and not losing too much time.
Yeah, and knowing where to position your car, knowing where people are going to be, knowing how the physics works, and also knowing how to look at the radar and all this kind of stuff. And
there's also the art of knowing when you've lost the corner, but thinking ahead to the next one. So
yes.
So say someone's up the inside of you, you've lost the corner. You know that there's no defending it. Think smart. Back off early, get the cut back.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of races in my time where I've won the race in Gran Turismo 7, even in top split in the daily races, but I've lost corners, but I managed to get it back in the cutback, and I've actually consolidated a lot of those tips into my beginner masterclass for DC and B ranked drivers. So definitely go check that out. There's a section on defending. It's an 8-part series. There'll be a link in the comments below. But let's go to qualifying now. So qualifying, that ultra 1-lap pace, where it's not about racecraft, it's not about overtaking, it's not about defending. Any thoughts on the perfect driver qualifying?
Now, I've got two opinions on this one here, actually. The person who everyone knows, Key 25, super fast, an absolute hot lapping god. If you could take out the racing,
hot-headed
racing, yeah, if you could take out that bit just for the pure hot lapping, there's not many better than him. And as a second person who everyone should know if they've watched the channel long enough, Nathan.
Oh, whoa.
Absolutely rocket on a hot lap.
NM1M, who is a Kireth esports driver, we've all supported him on channel. He's now in America, I think, right now, basically doing Racing Prodigy. Yeah. He's racing for real, so...
Absolute hot lap god.
Yeah, and I mean, he takes everything very seriously when it comes to gear changes and everything like that. So, yeah. Okay, next attribute for the perfect driver is consistency. It's so important. When I went to Misano Formula E, I asked the top drivers like Nick Cassidy, Pascal Wehrlein, Sam Bird. These are drivers that have been there, won it in multiple championships. They all say consistency. I'm going to go here for a Croatian Gran Turismo driver called Digit Gaming. Very, very, very fast. Very consistent. He's almost like a scientist. And sometimes you don't need to have that ultra 1-lap pace. Yeah. You just need to be consistent. And sometimes consistency as a platform enables you to find that 1-lap pace because you have your sort of platform.
I mean, just going through my own real life experience here, with my racing, I very, very rarely ever qualified pole. My hot lap pace was terrible. That was in qualifying. As soon as racing came, I would 90% of the time be up there winning or on the podium. And that's because I didn't have the hot lap pace. So I might lose a 10th, but I'm consistent. I would do my same lap every single lap from lap 1 to lap 10, 15, whatever it is. Whereas the guy with the hot lap, he could be a 10th faster than me. And then the next lap, he's 3 tenths down. and he's there all of a sudden he's lost a tenth from me, whereas he can't do that consistently, and I could, and it over the course of a race, that is a lot of time just by being consistent.
Yeah, it is over the course of the race, and you see it in real life when you're doing 40, 60-minute races. They said that about Michael Schumacher, very consistent. But I think what I'd like to hear from you in the comments is, what's your best attribute in Gran Turismo 7? What's the attribute that you feel you need to work on most? And it'll be very interesting to see what you feel like you're strong on. But that is building the perfect driver in Gran Turismo 7. More videos around here, and we'll see you next time.